Hello guys, welcome to my channel.
Hello guys, welcome in this video. Today we are going to learn a very interesting concept and very new also. It's called coroutines. We know about threads, multi-threading programming, but few knows about coroutines. So coroutines is the modern way of implementing multi-threading programmings. Coroutine is better than threads, but it is not a thread. And this technology and this concept is now implemented in Kotlin. Java do not have the coroutines. Only coroutines available in Kotlin language, and this is the trademark in Kotlin programming language. So this Kotlin is also the replacement of S in task. If you know Android programming, in Android programming we have a S in task to run a long background processes in Android application. Nowadays we do not use async task. If you will use Kotlin, then it will deprecated. We have to use coroutines. So in this video I am going to explain what is coroutines, and in next video I will also show you the demo in Android application how you can use coroutine to perform IO operations, the long running background task in Android application. So what is coroutines? So coroutine is a combination of co plus routines. That means we have a co-operations and routines means function. So the function which perform their work in a cooperative manner. It means you see in a diagram the function cooperate with each other is called coroutines. So these functions are cooperating each other, like the function 1 is execute in a thread 1, then function 2 is execute in a thread 1. The same function 1 is goes to thread 2 for completing a task, and again the function 2 is also completing a task in thread 2. That means this coroutine means cooperative environment between functions, that is thread independent. So these coroutine is not dependent on a single thread. They can be run in one thread and it can be stopped in another threads. So they are thread free. Now what more about coroutines? Coroutine makes writing asynchronous and non-blogging code easy to read and understand by eliminating the need to handle traditional callback pattern. For performing a async task operation, if you know Node.js environment, JavaScript environment, then we use callback function to perform a asynchronous operations. And non-blocking code, that is read or write environment, or performing some background task in another thread, then we have to use a callback patterns, callback functions. So that is not easy, those are tough. And more about this, it working is conceptually similar to thread. The coroutine working is similar to thread. That is, take a block of code to run that work congruently with the rest of the code. However, but coroutine is different. Why? Coroutine is not bound to any particular thread. If we start a operation in a single thread by using multi-thread programming, then we have to perform that particular work within that thread. But coroutine is thread independent, so it is not bound to a single thread. It may suspend its execution in one thread and resume in another thread. Means it can start the execution in one thread and it stop the execution in another thread. So it can travel within a threads. So coroutine can be thought of a lightweight thread. We can think about that. The coroutines are lightweight thread, but keep in mind that it is not a thread. It is above the thread. Coroutine is our recommended solution for asynchronous programming on Android because async task class is deprecated in Android with Kotlin programming now. In Kotlin programming, we are not using async task classes that was very famous to perform a background processes in Android. Now Coroutine features. Coroutine is lightweight because it's less like a lightweight thread. Built-in cancellation support. Anytime you can cancel the operation in coroutine, that is not possible in thread. Fewer memory leaks, less amount of memory is required as compared to thread. Jetpack integration. Jetpack means the first rapid development library that is available in Android. It is a member of that. So you can use the coroutine and you can implement the Jetpack integration. Now there are two types of coroutines, stackless and stackful. That means have a stack, don't have a stack. So Kotlin implement stackless coroutines, doesn't use stacks. Some other programming language may also have a coroutines and they have the stack, but Kotlin do not have a stack. Now what is the difference between coroutine and threads? Execute within a thread. Coroutines execute within a thread because it is not the thread, it run within a thread. Coroutines are suspendable. Threads are not suspendable, but coroutines are suspendable. They can switch their context. Threads switching like this, they can, like a thread, they can switch their context, means they can start in one thread and can stop in another thread. And coroutine is a lightweight thread and it can run parallelly like a thread, and they can communicate with each other and they can wait for other also to complete the work. The biggest difference is that coroutine are very cheap. If we compare with thread, so it's very cheap, almost free. We can create thousands of them and pay little thing in terms of performance. Means if we have a 2 PC, one PC we have 1,000 thread and in another PC we run 1,000 coroutines. So those 1,000 coroutine would not affect on your machine. Your system will run fast, would not overload your PC, but thread will overload your PC and may crash your machine also. It's not possible to run 1,000 thread in a system or more than 1,000 thread, but it's possible to run thousands of coroutine together and take less amount of CPU and memory also. But true threads on other hand are expensive to start and keep around. 1,000 thread can be serious challenge for a modern machine. If I have a i7 machine of 16 GB and I run 1,000 thread, then my system will also compromise, and you can imagine those system have only 2 GB 4 GB RAM, so those system will be hang because of the threads. But coroutines are faster, light, it would not harm your system. Now these are the component of coroutines. If you want to learn the coroutine, then we have to learn about the some concept of coroutines also, like what is suspended function, what is coroutine context, what is the coroutine scope, what are the dispatchers in coroutine, what are the builders in coroutines, and what are the means of job. So these are the components that run coroutines in a beta environment. So what is suspended function? Suspended function is a normal function that declare with the suspend keyword in Kotlin. We use suspend keyword in front of function, just like a public and private. We have a suspended function. The quality of this function is that this function is execute within a coroutines. Normal function cannot be execute under the coroutines, because you know that coroutines run in a one thread and it can be stopped in another thread. That means thread switching is there for coroutines. So normal function cannot stop their execution at one particular time, and it cannot start the execution again on the same place. For example, in a function, if I have a 10 line and in a one thread on the line number 6 I suspend the call of function, and in another thread it will start from the line number 7. So that is not possible in normal function. Only suspended function can be pause and resume by using the coroutines. That's why we use this. Now coroutine context. Coroutine context means the execution environment where you can execute or run coroutines code asynchronously. So every coroutine in Kotlin has a context that is represented by an instance of the coroutine context interface. There is a coroutine context interface in Kotlin that explains the environment and the context of the coroutine. So you can have the example like this, the main run blocking, and here at place of the unit we can put the coroutine also, and we can find out the context like this, coroutine context, and it will display the environment where the coroutine is running, and these environment may be default, main, IO and unconfined. Default is a normal, main means the main thread, IO means the IO operations which you are executing at the background. For that environment this coroutine is running, or unconfined, not confined, where it is running. So all these are the environment where you can execute the coroutines, and with the help of this $coroutine context property, that is the object of coroutine interface, so you can find out the environment of the coroutines. Now scope. So scope is the interface also, coroutine scope is the interface that define the concept of scope, where with coroutines, to execute coroutines you need a scope. When you want to run a coroutine, we have to define, we have to tell in which environment we want to execute the coroutines. Means we want to use the coroutines in a main environment like this, we have environment, we want to run in a default environment, whether we want to run in unconfined or IO environment. So we have to define the environment, and that is only done by the scope. So with the help of a scope we define the environment. These are the dispatchers. So dispatcher specify which scope coroutine will work, in which scope we want to run the coroutines, that is decided by the dispatcher. So we have a 4 dispatcher default. It is recommended to use CPU intensive work. If we have a heavy load of mathematical calculation that is required more CPU utilization, then we use on default. If there is a IO operation for downloading, uploading or networking file, then we use IO. If we have a main activity screen, the main thread environment, then we have a main dispatcher. Or unconfined is not confined, we can use it anywhere for testing purpose, also for other purpose, that is the unconfined. Now we have a builders also. Builder is the basic block, basic functions, those are used to create coroutines and execute the coroutines, and these are the environment where we can call the suspended functions also. So we have a 3 types of builders. First is launch, start a coroutine in the background and keep working. Now we have a async, allowed to perform a asynchronous task which return a value. The difference between launch and async is that launch do not return a value, but async return the value also. After executing something, it will return the value to the calling environment, calling place. Run blocking, this block the current thread and wait for the coroutine to finish the execution. Run blocking we use if we want to suspend the task of the main thread and we want to wait for the coroutine to finish their execution, then we use the run blocking. So these are the 3 building blocks of coroutines, is called builders. Now this is the example to use a launch builder. Just we have to call it by using a global scope dot launch, and it will launch, and after the 1 second of delay it will display hello. Then it will come out from this, it will display word and it println hello, main thread execute immediately, it will hello, and then run blocking will block the main thread for 2 seconds. So after 2 seconds you will have the hello world environment here. So this run blocking will block the main thread and it wait for this above default scope coroutine to be finished. So this here we have only 1 line of code, but maybe more line of code is there in background. It can download any file, it can run any file. So until the coroutine run in the memory and do not stop, this run blocking will wait for that to be finished. Now async, so async is also there. So we can execute it like this, global scope dot async, and same program we can run here, but you see it will return the value also like this, deferred result, and deferred string type of result it will display like word, and we can display this hello, and deferred result dot await. This await function will wait until it execution is finished. So when the async will execute the word and it will display the result to deferred result variable, and that variable will also use to wait until this coroutine complete its task. After completion, it will display result here, because run blocking is also used to block the coroutine, to block the main thread and wait for the coroutine to finish its task. Run blocking is also there. We have seen two examples before also for run blocking. So run blocking is just used to suspend the task of main thread. It will wait in main thread and wait for the coroutine to finish its task. So like this we can use this run blocking also. Now what is the role of job? Job means we can, with the help of job, we can cancel or we can start, we can wait for other coroutines also anytime whenever we want. So this is the life cycle. You can say we control the life cycle of the coroutines with the job. How we can use it? We have three types of coroutine jobs: start, join and cancel. How we can use it? You can join like this. So we are launching this global scope dot launch like this in default environment, and we are repeating it 5 times. This in coroutine is still working for 5 times and it will delay for 1 second in each time. Run blocking, we have used job dot join. So job dot join will wait the coroutine until it finish the task, means it execute the information 5 times. Till then this job dot join will wait to complete the task by the coroutines. So this is the way we can use the job also, and we can use a start also. We can start any coroutines and we can cancel anytime whenever we want. So these are the all. Now we understand the main thread operations and why we require coroutines and what is the optimization of coroutine is there. You see that main thread can execute a small operation, UI operation, mathematical operation, click operation or small logical operation. But if I run the long running task, long operation, file download, network operation, image downloading, database query in main thread, then in Android environment we will have a error is called ANR. Application not responding error will come if we perform the long running task on main thread. That's why we have to use the multi-threading programming. So one solution is multi-threading programming, but with the help of multi-threading programming, I explain you that if I run the 1000 thread, it will take more CPU utilization, more memory as compared to coroutines, and it can crash your machine also. So better solution is we are using a coroutine. So under a 1 thread or 2 thread or 3 thread, because they are thread independent, you can use coroutines. One coroutine for uploading a file, for downloading a file, for data query, for network operation, for image downloading, uploading. So these are the operation under the coroutines that can be performed together within a thread. So it's a very useful and very fast, very less memory and CPU consumes technique in Kotlin. And there is an example which I am explaining you for downloading image from the background. So if you want to use the coroutine in Android, first of all you have to implement this library coroutine Android, this org JetBrain Kotlin Kotlix coroutine Android 1.3.9 dependency we have to install, and I will explain you all this in the next video in practical environment also. Then I have designed this layout like this, and I click on this load image button, and this image comes from my YouTube channel, and this is just by clicking on it, just like we do in assign task. And this is the main activity on create function, in which I click on this the button and it call the get image by coroutine function, and by this I have used the coroutines in which I launch the coroutine for IO environment, and here I give the URL to download and use Java code, Kotlin code, Kotlin is also Java, to download the image and convert the image into bitmap by using bitmap factory, and then I launch again the coroutine in the main environment. You see, this is the IO environment and this is the main environment. Main environment means the GUI environment. So under the GUI environment I just change the image in image view like this. So this way we can use a very simple less amount of code as compared to assign task, and we can do it very fast in coroutines. So I show you this practical example in Android Studio in next video. If you like this video, then subscribe my channel, like this video, and watch my next video also, that is the practical implementation of coroutines. Thank you for watching this video. See you in more videos in future. Till then, bye.